remember how to do this. All right, we should be live.
Hey, hello.
Third time's the charm.
And we're back. Like we never left.
I mean,
Look, it's
I could have told you that first week it wasn't going to happen when you're like, well, I'm on my way home, but I should be home an hour before. I'm like, oh, okay.
like the plan was to get home on time. That did not occur though.
It had to do our Over the Garden Wall screening last
Yes,
summer.
our annual rewatch. Very important.
Yeah, can't miss that.
Here we are. Into November.
Yep.
Daylight savings time and all.
Yeah. So last night I was a little bit bad. Amy went to bed and I decided to stay up and play some video games. And I've got a little digital clock on my desk just because I like to auto hide my toolbar. So the digital clock means I can look down and know what time it is. I looked down and I saw it was 2 a.m. I'm like, oh crap, okay, I should probably go to bed. And then I pulled my phone out and it said 1 a.m. And I'm like, yes. Daylight savings time has saved me. So then I went to bed at 1:30. And my partner asked, what time did you go to bed last time? I'm like, oh, 1:30. I'm like, oh, that's not too bad. The second 1:30.
And you went, And then, of course, you woke up at 5 a.m. for your morning jog and workout.
Yeah, no. I think it was up around like 9:30 or something. So not crazy.
Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, that's 8 hours.
Yeah. I drank a ton of water, so I had to get up to pee.
Well, you're well hydrated. Some say that's your best trait.
Some would say that's my only trait.
Oh, you're a plant. Man, how depressing would it be if someone's like, "Hey, that same guy. What's his old deal? What's he about?" Well, he is well hydrated.
That's really it.
I mean, you known him for like 10 years. Yep.
Mainly just talks about drinking water.
Somebody say drinking water? Oh, hey, Sam.
Speak of the devil. How the hell are you?
Has a gallon jug.
In each hand.
You do that thing where like you like swirl it so like there's a little vortex in the middle so you can drink faster.
Just chug the whole thing in one. Sorry, I hear you went to the hospital.
Looks like I'm out. Better get some more.
Yeah, had a water toxicity again. They tell me to stop, but I can't quit that grind.
The only way to suffer liver failure from too much water.
Well, that would be kidney failure.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Maybe drinking too much water damages your liver. I have no idea.
That's because alcohol does your liver.
Yeah, but that's because
it's kidneys filter the water.
Well, yeah, the kidneys pull the water out of your blood and put it in your pee pipe.
Is that what you call it?
Yep.
Your urethra. You've never seen someone suffer urethra failure.
That sounds... Isn't that just called erectile dysfunction?
No, it's like when a garden hose bursts open.
Oh, okay. I got a kink in it.
So anyways, music.
Yeah, we should probably stop this weird tangent and...
About your penis exploding?
Yeah. So hello everyone, and welcome back to the Audio Shop Podcast. This week, well, technically a couple weeks ago, when it was supposed to be, but this week we're discussing Casiopea by Casiopea, or Casiopea by Casiopea, however the hell you want to say it.
Pretty sure it's Casiopea. That's how I've always heard it pronounced.
That's what I assume
when referencing to the astrological, anomaly.
Yeah, that's what they're named after. But I actually never got your invite for this, Cooper, to the shared document. So I wrote history. I didn't know if you did that as well.
No, I did share with you. It says right here you're an editor.
But I never got the email and I can't access it. So
Well, we can go ahead, do the history.
So this was the debut studio album by Casiopea, released May 25th in 1979. This is their most popular album, at least as shown by Spotify, since that's, how most people listen to music these days rather than buying the album, with most of the songs taking up their top 10 most listened. The band originally formed in 1976 and has had a total of 5 iterations with a hiatus from 2006 to 2012. And the one constant member has been guitarist, and I'm going to butcher this, Isae Noro, with drummers being all over the place, and also Akira Jimbo just keeps on coming back as the drummer. Casiopea the First had 13 studio albums and 5 live albums. The second had 16 studio and 9 live albums. The third had 5 studio and 6 live albums. The fourth had 2 studio and 1 live album. And the fifth has had 1 studio album so far. There have also been 2 remix albums, a self-cover, Part 2's Asian Dreamer, which we discussed before, which was a bunch of songs from the second performing all of the first songs, and then 36 compilation albums and 24 published video performances. So it's kind of just all over the place.
I mean, and you say there's different iterations of the band. You mean like different lineups within the band?
Yes, and I have the updated chart for us all to look at.
Oh, goodness.
Just because it gets really confusing. But you can see what I was saying about Jimbo just continuously coming back on the drums, and the one through line being Isae Noro. I mean, it's a lot less confusing.
I wouldn't say this is... Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say this is like that confusing of a history. I mean, you can see definitive breaks of where they go to different band members besides Noro.
I mean, there's only been 2 bass players, 3 keyboards, but I mean, there's been a lot of drums.
Hey, but it always comes back to Jimbo. At one point there was 2 drummers.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the band's history updated for 2025. As there is the new Casiopea the Fifth, which they're not calling themselves Casiopea the Fifth, they're calling themselves Casiopea, which was when we said last episode it was Casiopea's first album in forever was a lie, because there was an album in February, or sorry, there was an album last year, but the February album, the newest iteration, renamed themselves to be Casiopea rather than Casiopea P5, as they should be.
Yeah, I mean, that just... It's basically, there's no difference. It's just a naming scheme change, essentially. That'd be like if Jeff Lynne said, oh, I'm no longer Jeff Lynne's ELO, I'm just ELO. Well, but it was still just Jeff Lynne.
It was, yeah, I mean... 2001, was it Zoom? Yeah, Zoom. That was mostly just Jeff Lynne. I mean, we got Richard Tandy back a couple of times, but... So yeah, it's...
I mean, I can almost respect the fact that so they just are like, screw it. We're done with all these silly naming schemes for just Casiopea.
Especially if they don't really call themselves like P5 or whatever, or P4. The album just says Casiopea, so...
And I mean, looking at the timeline, the literal only change between their last album and this new one is that they got a new keyboardist?
Yeah, they swapped keyboards.
Like a big whoop.
Yeah. So I don't really understand some of the divisions. I mean, there's a very clear break between 3 and 4. Right? That 2006 to 2012 break. That makes sense. Or 2 and 3, I don't know. I didn't break down when the eras were or whatever. It's just there's a lot of albums and it's all Casiopea, Whichever version is your favorite is up to you.
Yeah, looking over the list, the difference between the Casiopea, the first, ends in 88. The second starts in 1990. Well, you look at this chart, and that's I guess there is a bit of a break there, so yeah, that makes sense.
Not much though. There's a little bit. They swapped some members in that gap.
But it's even basically every time they actually looking at this, I think it's literally every time they lose a keyboardist.
Yeah, I guess
because
that's what
it's at 90 where that broke, and then it's in 2006 when that broke.
No. They had I can't say that. Mukaya. That was terrible pronunciation, but they're the keyboardist in
sorry, not the keyboardist, the bassist.
Yeah.
But so bassist in 1990.
Bassist since
2006.
Since the early 90s.
And there's that huge break. I don't know. I guess that's just all within Noro's demented mind.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's for tax reasons.
Maybe. Yeah, who knows? But,
no. Casiopea the fourth owes you a bunch of taxes. Japanese government or Casiopea. Please don't get this confused.
Don't get confused. Well, if you're Casiopea, we have a tax bill here from 1988 for several $1 million. I mean, we're Casiopea P5. That's who.
Or Casiopea parentheses current.
So yeah, it seems confusing with the members, but the only confusing part is what defines which era. But you want to get into it with the first track here, Coop? Stop talking about the logistics of band formation.
Band naming schemes. Yeah, no, we'll start with the first track here, Time Limit.
And I will say this is not the first time we've reviewed some of these songs, as they were on Asian Dreamer, since that was a self-cover album from P2 covering P1's material.
Honestly, more bands should milk their own discographies that way.
Which, is, I'll talk about it, is fair because the P2 versions were better. So, but
sure, this is their first outing as a band with members that are I guess newly formed here.
At the time, they were quite young as well.
So, I mean, this first album, Time Limit.
And it just
forget you're gonna have to remind me which ones were on their Asian Dreamer album.
Oh, don't worry, I remember them all. I've marked them each.
Okay, perfect.
That Asian Dreamer is one of my favorites to go back to, especially what was it? Midnight Rendezvous? Maybe? No, something else. I'll look it up afterwards. But we come out right out the gate.
Many a summer afternoon, sitting in the front lawn, drinking a beer, blasting this on your boombox, feet in a kiddie pool, yelling at your neighbors.
No, this was I had the you take the trash can and fill it up with ice water. That's what I did.
See,
after I'd done my morning workout in the yard in my super short shorts and extremely stained white t-shirt.
Yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
I was saying we come right out the gate here with a nice funky flow. Really shows you where we're going.
I mean, obviously Casiopea is kind of known for their funk elements, their I want to call it funk. It's like city pop funk, where it's like a very smooth funk.
More jazzy.
Kind of almost like, going into jazz, but with like a very bassy element to it. And I mean, first song of their first album, they come right out the gate with, this is what we're about. Mm-hmm. They do not hide themselves here.
And it very quickly gets into the solos as well, which leads into one of the fastest guitar solos I've ever heard. He's playing so fast.
Yeah, no, they've got some lightning fingers. And I mean, they're obviously all very talented musicians, even at this younger stage. I mean, this song, maybe that's why they have these like race cards as their like album cover.
Yeah.
It's just the speed that this album conveys.
And I made the mistake, I realize now, that I didn't go to Japanese Wikipedia to reference this again. Because the English Wikipedia version of this is quite useless. But we get a nice sweet filter on the bass guitar around the 145 mark here. As well, we're getting a little bit of sax jumping to the forefront, which is always nice.
Yeah, the use of the brass in this album and this song in particular is quite nice. I always feel like I don't know, like kind of these instrumental bands tend to ease into the brass
Mm-hmm.
at the very least, or maybe it's not as prevalent in their first albums, right? Since that's kind of a bigger band noise and something to kind of build up to, but no, they come right out of the gate with it
What really
and
gets me,
integrating pretty well into the actual funk itself.
yeah, what really gets me is that they never have the brass or sax members, at least usually, as band members. It's always a session player.
Which I mean, they got good session players.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's for sure.
It's just strange to me that when so many of your songs feature something, you don't incorporate that into the band. I mean, I guess you got to be careful with adding trumpets and saxes because you're basically just making a ska band at that point.
And for every additional member you try to add to this band, that's 3 more iterations of the band that could potentially
That's
form.
True. We'd be on Casiopea.
Lucky they only have 4 main
P45.
like
Well, we've got eight trumpets, and we've had to swap members 15 different times. So
always some sort of like mathematical equation of like n equals the number of band members to iterations over current years of Casiopea.
But you mentioned earlier, Cooper, that this was kind of city poppy. I would say that this is kind of more jazz than city pop. It does have some city pop elements, but it is very jazzy.
Yeah, and it's not as much on this song, maybe a little bit more apparent on the other songs that have less brass. But it's definitely, I mean, this is late 1970s in Japan, right? Yeah. Almost, it kind of found its way in there.
And this first track, I just love the brass. That's my takeaway, is the trumpets are great. The brass is fantastic.
Great brass by Randy Brecker and Michael Brecker. As I guess they're brothers.
Interesting. Also, not a very Japanese name.
I'm assuming they are not Japanese.
Jump into track 2 if you're ready, Coop.
Track number 2, Tears of the Star. Which immediately pulls back the energy, as the song title kind of suggests.
Yeah, real smooth synth intro with a nice far-off sax driving the main beat.
And a element I was not expecting was the quite pleasant Spanish guitar.
Yep. I had was not expecting the Spanish guitar is my exact note, but it takes over the lead, and damn if it doesn't work.
Slots in quite nicely, especially on this lower energy kind of song where it's playing a little more sexy, a little bit more, I don't know, moody, but not like in like a sad or melancholic way, more of kind of like a smooth way.
Yes, very smooth. And then we get to that full synth breakout at the 2:30 mark with the supporting piano. Is quite nice. It cranks up the volume a little bit, but it pulls you into the track.
Yeah, definitely breaks open at that 2:30, where it almost gets very grand with it.
Yeah,
I mean the bass and piano are still underpinning, but that synth is like in your face with it.
It's so dense. There's so much going on here.
It's really got a kind of a soaring, theatrical quality to it.
Overall, a very nice little ditty.
It takes us on to track number 3, if you're ready, Sam.
Yes, sir.
Track number 3, Bass Road.
And this was one that was on Asian Dreamer that we previously reviewed.
Yes. I vaguely remember this one. I'm starting to get a sense that all these song names feel like the name of like Mario Kart track titles or something.
Yeah, that's not incorrect. Aside from maybe Time Limit.
I don't know. That could work. But to be fair, the beginning of the song is a little spacey.
Yeah, that space-like filter on the guitar really lives up to the song title.
There are this like very synthy bass that's playing in the background. I can't tell if that's like a filter on the bass or a synth bass.
I'm not sure. I wasn't too tuned into that. I was appreciating the energy build for the first minute or so until we hit the main melodic line on guitar and synth in a duet.
Yeah, once that hits, it gives me, dare I say, Takanaka-esque vibes in terms of like synth guitar pairing that kind of soars through the melody.
And I'll admit, I like the Asian Dreamer version of this better. It's a bit snappier on that. This is a bit more slow.
Did they release the Asian Dreamer version?
Asian Dreamer was a P2 combo album. I want to say it was in like 90 something.
Oh, it was 94. So that would have been a good 15 years after this one. So definitely, yeah, I can imagine them kind of, tightening up the music after 15 years of being together.
Well, this is P2 covering P1 stuff.
Oh yeah, but even P2 at that point is
P2 is mainly P1 people.
So, yeah, I guess it's like a slightly different cast of characters. But, even with the kind of electric guitar synth pairing, it's still relaxed in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Even with its kind of freeform jazz-esque, synth line going on in the background.
Yeah. I really love the soaring guitar, electric guitar around the 2:30 mark, kind of just lifts you away.
Yeah, the guitar is really popping off in the background. Not just the electric, but like if you're listening for the bass as well, he's going crazy on that bass.
Yeah.
Like bass performances aren't typically this energetic unless you're like Red Hot Chili Peppers, but he is going insane on it.
He's going for it. There's a little bit of synth that's a tad grating following that soaring electric guitar, but I like the vibe of it. It fits that space, but it's grating on the ears.
Yeah, I don't know how. At least from the little bit of Casiopea that I've listened to, they both have like very energetic performances, but the songs themselves almost have a relaxed quality to them.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to describe it as well as like I don't know, like a chill run.
Yeah.
Right. Or you're just kind of in the zone.
Or maybe like a very difficult test that all the material for.
Right.
Or,
yeah, well performed.
Yeah, a big presentation, but it's on it's online, so you don't really feel any pressure because the number says 200 people are watching, but you're just sitting in front of a computer, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, no. And it takes us right to track number 4, if you're ready, Sam.
Yes. Yeah, the strong guitar solo rolls us in to track 4.
Midnight Rendezvous.
Which I'm not sure would work
as a name
for a Mario Kart track, but,
maybe. Has it ever annoyed you that Rendezvous has a Z in it?
Well, it's French.
Yeah.
All the French words never look how they're actually supposed to be said.
They always like to skip a letter just to be a little cheeky.
They just love throwing letters in to make it look more fancy. That's why whenever you see somebody type in fake French, they just throw a million vowels in.
And it kind of works, honestly.
Yeah, it makes it, you read it in a French accent.
Rendezvous.
But this one is also a return song from I say return. This was covered in Asian Dreamer. And again, I prefer the other version. There's trumpets in that one.
That one has trumpets?
Yes, rather than the strings in this one.
I can see that working because this one has a very I almost want to say like old school James Bond vibe to it, kind of like a spy flick thing, where it's kind of it's energetic, but it's playing it reserved, playing kind of cool.
Yeah,
especially with that main guitar line.
Yeah, I really love the melodic hook of this song. And I guess it kind of does have that spy thing you're talking about. It's to me, I was really just mulling over the use of strings rather than the very brash brass that I'm used to in the other version of the song. It's a little bit more low-key in this one, though, and kind of fitting to the midnight vibe that I think they were originally going for. The other one is, at like a jazz club at midnight. This one is you're out in the streets at midnight.
I mean, I think the violin inclusion is very well incorporated.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's like basically like a melody pairing with the electric guitar.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gives a nice bit of, I don't know, levity or lightness to the sound. They're kind of cooking with gas on this one.
Yeah, no, I'm no complaints at all. It's just comparing the two versions. This one is very different from the P2 version on Asian Dreamer. Space Road is quite close. A little bit snappier, that's the only difference. But this one, they completely changed whole sections of the song.
Okay, I mean, if you're going to do a self-cover, might as well switch things up, make it interesting.
Yeah. The ending with the constant string sounds is a bit disconcerting, I thought. But I get the long fade for the end of the A side.
I kind of liked it. It kind of did something different where it's almost maybe intentionally a little I'm not going to say disconcerting, but like kind of leaves you a little on edge, right? A little suspenseful.
Yeah. I get that. But jumping to track 5 if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track number 5, Far Away.
Very heavy piano focus on this one, and rightfully so. They are dancing around those damn keys.
And quite funky as well. Mm-hmm. I think dancing is the key word here. This is a groovy song with the funk guitar.
Yep.
And the almost tom-like drums.
Gotta start the B-side.
And the violins as well. They're
something that makes you turn the disc over, you know?
Yeah, no, and I mean the violins here are paired in quite nicely as well. They're almost taking the kind of the lead here, in terms of the instrumentation melody.
Yeah, well, I kind of like early on in the song they were used as like for the impact moments, and then they come back in as the song builds to be in throughout. I quite liked, because usually in that kind of impact moment you use brass or something, but using the strings was a nice touch, especially since it was such an energetic song and you'd be expecting brass or something along those lines.
And then to your point about the piano, I mean, this is just very playful piano. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like how it melds with the funk of the rest of the song, and it just it's clearly someone who's really good at piano having a good time with it.
The main guitar line of this one feels a bit goofy compared to the rest of the instruments for some reason.
Goofy how?
I don't know. It stands out not in the best way. Everything else feels put together, whereas that feels a little more slapdash.
I can hear it. It's maybe a little bit more, yeah, like you said, a little more lingering, or not quite as tight.
Yeah.
As far as the solos go.
But a good song to start off the B-side.
Yeah. And that takes us to track number 6, if you're ready, Sam.
Yes, sir.
Track number 6, Swallow.
And we start off with what I thought.
Actually, I forgot. I wrote these notes a while ago.
Yeah.
So I forgot I included this joke of Swallow. I hardly even know.
Okay. Don't quit your day job with that one.
Well.
Sorry. Low blow. We start off with not quite a glockenspiel, but it sounds like it's the closest synth setting they could get.
Well, they couldn't add a glockenspiel player to the song.
No, they're too expensive. You would not believe what they charge.
Starts with a bang to kick off with. I mean, you're right. It's not quite a glockenspiel. That would maybe have been nicer, but you know, they still got the synth going on.
And I'm not a big fan of the Flight of the Bumblebee intro to the screaming synth solo. It was very out of place.
Yeah, that's serious. The on the song is rather piercing. It's fun.
Yeah.
What it's doing, but
the solo,
definitely riffing.
The solo itself is really good. It totally redeems itself. But that start with the Flight of the Bolt, I was just like, what the heck is going on here? And the whole time during that synth solo, the bassist seems to be having a seizure underneath.
Yeah, it's an odd pairing. I mean, it's fun. And the guitar solo at the end also just goes wild and inexplicably ends with like cowbell, which I think is the only time it's on this album.
Yeah. And we've
got throwing a lot at the wall.
Yes, we've got a crazy fast guitar solo and the first drum solo of the album in here, which is very short.
Which is a shame since I think we haven't really talked about it much, but the drumming's obviously having to keep up with some pretty frantic energy on this one.
Yes,
and he is largely overall.
It's unfortunate because if you're the world's greatest drummer, you're not going to be noticed. You know what I mean? You're there to provide support. And aside from the rare solo, drums just don't have the same solo potential as any other instrument since it's, they have set notes.
Yeah, it's purely rhythmic.
Yeah. Not saying that I don't like a good drum solo in some, freeform jazz, but it's in a structured song, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah, because everything kind of has to come to a stop with the at the drums.
Yes, because that's the only way you can fully hear it.
But yeah, that takes us to the next song, if we're ready, Sam.
Yes, jumping to track number 7.
Number 7, Dream Hill. Which has, wonder of wonders, vocals, kind of?
Yeah, some really rough choir vocals that I was not ready for.
And they're when I say vocals, they're like the the kind of vocal scatting.
But, it's much better when they come back around the 1 minute mark, and especially when they start duetting with the guitar.
They have actual lyrics.
Yeah.
Add a little something to the song, I will admit. I think this is the only track on the album that has lyrics.
Yeah. I'll be honest, the vocals, I started off hating them, and by the end, I absolutely loved them.
Yeah, looking here, this was basically just Noro doing it. So, he's not like the most technically proficient singer, but
no,
he gets the job done, and it's fun.
We got some very bright sounding guitar, a bit at odds with the slow synth that's coming through underneath, or coming through right out, slow synth solo, that comes through right after. But, it's a jingly synth, so it's not too far off.
I mean, and the guitar does bring its A game on the end of the song as well. Again, kind of going crazy. I say that, and the lyrics are kind of the main draw. Otherwise, it's plays it fairly straight.
Yeah, I mean, we get some glockenspiel in there.
That's true. Or is that glockenspiel, or is that synth glockenspiel?
It might be synth glockenspiel. It sounded quite real, but I bet it's synth again. I really thought that this should be the last track of the album, personally. The way it's performed.
Would have been a good last track. Played a little straight, but had the lyrics, has that good guitar solo at the end. It is not the last track on the album, though. It is the penultimate track.
Last track is track number 8.
Track number 8, Black Joke.
Which is also yet another track that was on Asian Dreamer.
Do you prefer that one or this one?
And again, I think I prefer the other one. I'm guessing this is just a case of my brain, and I guess brains in general, latch onto the first version you hear and decides that's your favorite one.
That's true, especially with in terms of music. When you're familiar with the first certain version, you typically prefer that version.
Yeah, because it's I've noticed the same with like Gustav Holst's The Planets. If it's not the specific version that I'm used to listening to, it's wrong. Or
even though there's 1,000 versions of that,
or the specific performance of Toccata in D that I prefer. Any other version feels incorrect.
So that's fair. And I mean, this is I agree with you here. Dream Hill felt like a lot more of an ender than this song, which doesn't have the lyrics, doesn't have as much of the guitar solo here. Though the bass does kind of pop off near the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just kind of a jam song.
Yeah. Guitar's been the star of the show for the whole album. Not just because it's been in the front. We've had some nice crazy solos, and it doesn't disappoint here, although it's not nearly to the same extent that were in other tracks. And the synth is really great in this as well. I feel like it's not been allowed to shine quite as much as the lead guitar.
Yeah, I will say the song does have almost like a semi sort of instrument showcase where like there's a synth solo, there's like a guitar solo, the bass has a little thing as well. So that's kind of fun. Though they don't really go as crazy with it as you would hope.
No. We get the sax and trumpet both poke their heads in there for like one last goodbye. Would have liked some more build where they, stick around past their little sections, but, it's a shorter track, so what can you do?
And that is the album.
Yeah, that's all we got. Ending on a bit of a strange note, really should have put Dream Hill at the end, but whatever.
You're not mad.
No, I'm not.
They'll get that around the next version of it. They'll get that around the next version of Casiopea.
In Casiopea P8, when they remake every album, they'll fix that. So, Cooper, what would you say your least favorite track here is?
Well, Sam, I think I'll have to go with Black Joke.
Yeah.
As the ender. I'd say it's like a bad song or unlistenable. It was a pretty standard Casiopea song. A couple points against it is the fact that it's not really much of an ender.
Yep.
I definitely think they could have gone farther with like the whole instrument showcase thing they were doing. Or done something more interesting. It was just kind of like a little jam session that felt a bit tacked on.
Mm-hmm.
I know. What about you?
I would have to agree with that. It's definitely, it's not a bad song. It's just the whole rest of the album has a really nice flow to it. And then this one is just kind of there on the end. And, points against it. The Asian Dreamer version's better. So, whereas I had things I liked quite a bit about the 3 and 4 Space Road Midnight Rendezvous that were also on Asian Dreamer. This one they really improved it, I will say, for that album. So now, what about your favorite?
Well, what is your
track? I can do mine first if you want.
Oh, please go ahead.
I gotta say, Dream Hill. It's really good. It starts rough, but it has one heck of a redemption. I really, really love vocal duetting with instrument. So I think that's what won me over there with the vocals, with the guitar. It's just a fun song, and it feels it's kind of a good showcase of the whole album, kind of the whole thing wrapped into one. So what about you, Coop? What are you thinking?
I think I'd give it to Midnight Rendezvous.
Also a very good track.
Yeah. I'll have to re-listen to the Asian Dreamer version of it, but those violins I think are a great inclusion. Like I said, it kind of has that nice pairing of smooth and energetic, great electric guitar line, great violins. I do like the kind of, ominous ending it's got with the fadeaway, and a great main groove. I think it's a great song.
Yeah, I really think you should listen to this one and then the Asian Dreamer one back to back, so you can go whiplash.
Get an appreciation of it.
Goes from strings to trumpets.
Nice. Well, we've gone through the songs you've given our favorite and least favorite, so now it's
Yeah.
time for us to do the rating. I cannot remember. Did I do it last time or did you do it last time?
I have no clue. I can do it if you want.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So here at the Audio Shop Podcast, obviously, we're a car-themed podcast. And this is mainly due to the fact that it was the last thing I could pull out of my ass before Cooper decided we were going to basically do perjury. He really wanted to make a podcast that was exactly like, I believe it was the last podcast on the left or something, something like that.
I believe it was called Audio Shop P2.
Yeah, it is. He wanted us to mimic a different podcast every week, and we'd have outfits and do voices, and I had to come up with something that no one would ever rightfully do as a music podcast to kind of distract him long enough to make all the assets, so that we had to do it. So that's how we ended up with a car-themed audio podcast. But tip top, cream of the crop, we got Showroom, best of the best. This, you got to listen to this album. And then at bottom, we got Scrapyard, bottom of the barrel. Ooh, yuck, get it away from me. This is actively killing me. So, Cooper, what would you rate this?
I'm going to give Casiopea a like new. I think it's a strong bunch of songs.
Yeah.
Enjoyable throughout. I don't think it necessarily does anything that like elevates it to like a showroom level.
Yeah, that's fine.
Obviously, great instrumentation playing, great main melodies, and a fun use of violins, brass instrumentation throughout.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really think of. I mean, I said Black Joker was my least favorite song, but even that one's decently listenable.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think there's any necessary weak points in this album, which is good for a first outing, especially.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly a bit of a kind of much like the music itself, a very smooth without much bumps. Which is a good listen and maybe not the most exciting listen of all time, but still a good album.
Mm-hmm.
What about yourself, Sam?
I would also have to give it a like new. It is a very good album. It just, like you said, it doesn't have that last little bit of je ne sais quoi to put it into
more French
showroom. Yeah, we've already had some French. Put a little bit more in there. I still think it's worth a listen. It's like 30 minutes. Very, very quick. It's also kind of fun to compare the 3 tracks that were on here versus the ones from Asian Dreamer. See what they changed, see what you like more. But yeah, that's the show. Now we're going to roll on over to the spare tire, which is just whatever else we've been listening to for the past month. Month at this point?
Maybe something like that.
Yeah, somewhere around a month.
I don't know. What have you been listening to, Sam?
I listened to... Oh, I gotta find it. It was Sarava by Yukihiro Takahashi from 1978. It's kind of a jazz album from Tokyo, from Japan. Not heard of one of those before. But it is very Takanaka-esque. And it is very good. I'd suggest giving it a listen. The titular song is what popped up after a Takanaka listen for me once, and I said, you know what, I'm going to tag that to go listen to later. And it's very good. Quick 9 songs, 35 minutes. Quite good.
Which album?
Sarava.
Oh, you mean the drummer from YMO?
Yes.
Yeah. I listened to that album a little bit ago. I remember it being pretty nice.
I can't remember. One of his other tracks came up, and I didn't make the connection at the time. I was like, this sounds a lot like YMO.
I guess it is from one of the members of YMO.
So I guess he's technically Korean. My apologies there. I had assumed with the Takanaka link.
What do you mean he's Korean?
Isn't YMO Korean?
No, they're Japanese.
Oh yeah, duh. My partner speaks Japanese, and translated it. It's been a long day.
Does she know Korean?
No.
That'd be very impressive if she could translate it. I don't know. Yellow Magic Orchestra is Japanese.
All I had to do was scroll down. Maybe it was a different track that came up that I thought sounded a lot like YMO.
He passed away very recently too, back in just 2023.
Oh, did he? That's a shame. But very good album. What about you, Coop?
Anything else?
Listen to anything?
Oh yeah.
No, nothing else.
Yeah, I've had time to listen to things.
I've listened to Justice a ton while working out, and actually some.
Good. That's good workout music.
Listened to a couple YMO albums again, but yeah, and that Takanaka. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Air. If you've listened to them.
No, I assume you're not.
Speaking of French, they're like
just listening to a fan run.
No, the band's named Air.
Okay.
They're like a French electronic band. Not like Justice or not like Justice or like Daft Punk.
No.
But a lot, even though those are also French electronic bands. They're a lot more, I don't know, spacey, moody. I definitely recommend listening to their album Moon Safari. It's like a nice, relaxing listen. But good reading music. Yeah, listen to a lot of their stuff. Elliott Smith, some Chassell. Olivia Dean released a new album, which was really good. Bjork released a new live album.
Interesting.
Cornucopia, which I love me some Bjork. Oh, and definitely listen to the new Silvana Estrada album. Beautiful music. She's a Latin American artist. Yeah, also a lot of I'm listening to a lot of One O Tricks Point Never productions.
What the heck is
Since
that?
he's got an album coming out. He's like a not a DJ, but like he's like a composer, production artist. There's a lot of kind of like electronic, but also like hip hop coded music. Quite a wide range of stuff. Man, I've been reading some stuff, or sorry, listening to some stuff and reading at the same time. So I've been listening to a lot of like lyricless music.
I still don't
like
know
Air or one of them. I mean, it's tough whenever it's like a song with like a lot of lyrics in it, but you know, if it's like instrumental, I can read at the same time.
It's still hard for me to do that.
You can listen to like a Casiopea at the same time.
I just won't hear any of the music then.
What do you mean you won't hear it? To go into your ears?
Yeah, it'll go in one ear and out the other.
You do have you are historically not good at multitasking.
No,
so
I really am not.
That has been consistent.
Which is weird that I like watching videos while I play video games. Then I think I tend to do one or the other. I play the game and the video just plays, or I stop playing the game and watch the video. So
you're not doing both at the same time. You're doing each rapidly in succession.
Yes. So I get so tired afterwards. No, I
basically work out.
I don't want to go work out. The 9 hours of rapid switching between video games and YouTube tired me out. I want to go to bed.
Basically a workout.
Let me eat this whole family-sized pizza in peace and go to sleep.
All right, that's the end of this review.
That's all we got. If you've liked what you've heard and you want to hear some more for some reason, you can go to the YouTube, scroll down on the Twitch page. I think it's been so long I don't even remember. Is it the picture? Is Jeff Lynne takes you to YouTube? Yeah, you click the picture of Jeff Lynne. He's the guy with the aviators on.
Been so long.
Been a very long time. They'll take you to YouTube, where almost all of the past episodes are. And if you If you're listening on YouTube and you want to berate us live, you can click the link in the description, and we're usually live 8 p.m. every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I should say. That has just changed with daylight savings. Used to be 9 p.m.
Your clocks.
And we also have a Blue Sky.
Yes, you can follow us at Audio Shop Pod. That's POD at Blue Sky. I'll let you know what we're listening to and when we're listening to it.
Yeah. And you know, if you leave a comment on YouTube, that's a very good chance of us to respond as well, because I get emails about that. So I like clearing the emails, so I go look at the comment. Anyway, that's all we got for you today. We will see you next time.
See you later, Shoppies.
We'll see you.